tonight. Could not have done it without him. And we caught up with him a little bit earlier tonight. Here's that interview. It's Carson Cooper, 15 points, 6 rebounds tonight, and a big win over Purdue on the road. Carson, that's your first win as a Michigan State Spartan at Purdue of your career. How sweet was it to get that one tonight?
Man, it's crazy. You know, obviously we knew the history of the Spartans winning at Mackey. We knew how tough it was going to be. So this one feels really good. We're going to definitely figure out what we did well tonight and figure out how we can replicate in the future for these away games. But it was it was big time, and wins like this are going to continue to strengthen the bond with our guys for sure.
Carson, Brian Butch here. You guys have continued to find a way to continue to battle the glass. And what is it? A typical Big Ten battle. You guys found ways to continue and beat Purdue. What worked so well on that way to kind of corral a little bit what Purdue was doing?
Yeah, I mean, we knew scouting wise, like Michigan State versus Purdue, it's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a one of the most physical games that we play all year. So we knew for us, like, we got to continue to do what we do, which is crash the glass just as hard as they crash the glass, but also kind of be the first hitter. Make sure that we kind of initiate more contact and not let them post deep. Although they did do a good job of holding position, getting in deep. But, I think we did a good job of making their catches difficult and ultimately just trying to be, as physical as possible. And we sure did beat up our scout guys preparing for this game.
Obviously, man, the next time you guys play, it'll be March. It'll be the month that they say belongs to your coach, Tom Izzo. You've now won 3 in a row. Just as you're rounding into form here as the season, heads to the tournament, how are you feeling? How are you feeling about the team, sort of where it's at, and just kind of how you guys are looking right now?
Yeah, I mean, this game's huge for us, especially on the road. This year we've been tough on the road, not really finding our groove. We kind of pulled out some bad wins and had some bad losses. So, obviously – Izzo's teams usually, continue to get better in March and in this part of the regular season. So I think this win tonight is going to continue to let us build in that aspect, and then ultimately you just keep staying together, making sure that everyone's kind of playing for each other. There's no selfishness. There's no bad blood, no bad locker room vibes. Everything's got to be continue to be a well-oiled machine. And like I said, this win's huge, and we're going to continue to figure out what we did well and continue to try to grow.
Carson, your development Michigan State is what Michigan State's about. Like, you just continue to get better and get better and get better. But you got to talk me through the spin move dunk reverse, because it was a thing of beauty. So what's going through your mind? What are you reading? And then after you finish it, what's going through your mind?
Yeah, I mean, that was that was a good play. I mean, I feel like that's something that's always kind of my counter move, especially when I try to go middle a bunch, just that quick spin. And, Jacobson's a big guy, so I didn't really even expect myself to go up and really try to punch it. But, when I did, it was just, pure adrenaline, and, the atmosphere just takes over. And, it was a really cool moment. And, that's I give credit to to my development and how I'm able to keep playing confident, and I'm going to continue to try to hopefully get more of that in the future.
It was a big one tonight. Again, first win for Michigan State at Purdue in West Lafayette since 2014. So that's a long ass time. Carson, appreciate it, man, and congrats on the win.
Yeah, thank you.
It's Carson Cooper. There you go. That's Carson Cooper from Michigan State. Big win and a big performance. So, I one last comment on this, Matt, before we hit the break. This Michigan State team, Tom Izzo is known for taking teams that look exactly like this and taking them way further than anybody would ever fathom. Is he on the verge of doing that again in 2026?
Oof. Yeah, I mean, to win a game on the road, and we're going to get to the Purdue side of this in a second, with a team that made 12 threes, like 12 threes, and they got 2 stops in a row to close that game out. Like, Purdue had 2 chances to tie or take the lead. They end up getting 2 stops. I want to talk about the defense, on Cooper, like the discipline late in the game, Trey Kaufman-Wren gets in the lane. Nobody rushes over and picks up a foul. They stay disciplined. They stay in their stance. They wall up. You know he's going to his right hand. There was zero chance he was spinning off that and going to his left. That's scouting. That's coaching. That's teaching. Knowing that situation. When he catches it, he's going right. Stay down. Make him take a challenge, difficult shot. Yeah, I mean, they went on the road on a team that gave up that made 12 threes, shot 50% from the three-point line, and won.
You talked about scouting. You talked about coaching. I want to throw another one in there, development, because you could see it with Cooper, but Tang, he's playing better. Scott, look at what a big runner, big shot he had. Like, the development of their players is something that, gets talked about. But like you just see, even Ward, look at what he just, again, that first half, he was really ultra aggressive. And I think the development of these guys, you're starting to see them always continue to do this. But, Scott's going to continue to have a huge part in this run in March for this Michigan State team. And, beginning of the year, you didn't really think that. And it just continues to get guys better.
Yeah. Well said. I think that's well put. All right. When we get back, we got to take a break. Matt McCall is going to explain to us resume average and quality average. And I'm excited to hear, because Brian and I were talking, we met pre-show, and we still don't know what the hell it means. But we're going to go through some of the teams on the bubble and